Alright, so it is October 7th. It's been 2 weeks since my last update. As you can see, I got a lot of progress. We'll start with this one over here. My beans, doing great. You can see some of them are getting pretty tall. It'll probably be a little while before they start producing anything, but at least it looks pretty. In the back, my peas are starting to climb. Once they got long enough, I just sort of laid them over to the back so that way they could grab on. Actually, this one's trying to grow down for some reason. I'll just have to adjust it. Over here is my carrots. As you can see, they're doing good. It'll probably be, Thanksgiving's the third week in November, or the third Thursday, I think. These should be actually, by the day count, it should be ready by maybe that Monday. So I'll be able to pull them up, and my dad's going to make glazed carrots with them, fresh out of the garden. So my lettuce here is doing great. I got lots of sprouts now. It took a long time before it actually started, but now it's got stuff in pretty much every single one now. So that's good. Over here, my cauliflower here, and my broccoli over there, and my Swiss chard and everything, I just ran into horrible issues with insects. So I ended up, they ate most of my stuff. So these are the only ones that I had remaining from these front 3 rows. So I went and replanted. It's probably too late now. I have, see, it's hard to see, but I have a couple new ones because I replanted. In the back I have peas that they were planted maybe 2 weeks after these ones. So they're on track and they can handle the frost, which isn't, we're not supposed to get our first frost until the middle of November anyway. So they're doing alright. Over here is beans in the front, which, I'll show you the height. I mean, they're doing amazing. Ran into a few issues starting off with them. As you can see, we had a couple casualties where bugs just got to them and whatnot, but overall they're doing okay now. Over here, the second and third row is my Swiss chard, which it's very colorful now. I got them coming up all around. You can see all my little ones. Those are all my replants. They got eaten and now they're coming up again. So in the back, I used to have cucumbers there, but they just weren't doing good. They ended up dying off because they need so much heat in order to really produce. So they're gone. And I got peas. So, which are coming up alright. They were planted about the same time as these. Over here, you can see the 3 broccoli plants in my front 3 rows. Those are the ones that made it. And you can see the little ones in the center of each of the other squares. Those are the new plants that I had gone. Some are coming up. Some squares just aren't producing anything. So I'll probably just leave that alone until the spring. I won't probably plant anything else. And then you got peas in the back. Over here, you can see my lettuce. So, you can see the top of that one's missing because I went out and cleaned it and I just felt like trying it. So the lettuce tasted pretty good. I put a couple bean seeds over here just to see. And then, if you remember this bed, this is the one that I had tomato plants, pepper plants, and everything. The bugs just destroyed them. They ate all the leaves. I think it's maybe because it's next to the wood pile, just all the bugs there. So I had to put some bug stuff down. Since I did that, everything's good. These are all bean plants. Just bush beans. And then in the back, these are all peas. And then in the front here, I have more beans, which these were planted about 2 weeks after these big ones. So they're doing alright too. And then the big thing is my cayenne pepper plant. For a while, it wasn't doing much of anything. Now, I've got peppers hanging all over it. So, which is pretty cool. So, the bad thing is that yesterday it was 85 or 90 degrees, and today it's supposed to have a high of 65. So, it dropped 20 degrees, and peppers like heat. So, I don't know if those peppers are ever going to ripen, just depending on if it gets warm again. So, this is the update for the garden. And I always do additions. So, it's my other little garden I've had for a while. But my wife's favorite flower is a tulip. So I went, and on the side of my house, yesterday, I cut this bed out. It was just grass. That's all it was. These were timbers used from my old garden, my old raised bed that I had before I built the new one. So I went and I just cut out the grass because it was such a wasted space. And I cut out the grass and I thought about putting like some bean plants or some tomatoes in the spring or even like zucchini or something like that out here. But then I realized that my wife would not let me plant another vegetable plant. So I didn't even bother asking. So I went, and this is just going to be for beauty. I got at Home Depot a bag of bulbs. That's like, it's 120 bulbs, I believe, and it was like $20. And they can be spread every 4 inches. So I'm pretty much going to line this whole thing with a couple rows of tulips. And then I'll probably just put a couple other bushier plants on the ends and whatnot just to make it look pretty. But yeah, I just gotta go and I'm gonna lay compost down on this, and then I'm gonna use a rototiller and till up the ground, loosen it all up. But then that'll mix the compost in it. I'll give it some good nutrients, so that way the tulips should do really well. So here's the update to my garden, and have a good day.